with dancer, learning about canes for pain.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, there are some things to remember. They're all made of rattan, if they're good. There's somebody from
They're good.
Am I allowed to beat you?
Maybe gently. I'm a wimp. Oh my god. Turns of war.
So the main things to remember.
Have you asked for permission to do this?
Hey, welcome to Adult Buddy Finders. I'm Greenberry.
I'm Kerstin, and you are joining us for part 2 of DomCon.
Yes.
And how to be a beginner at an adult conference. Convention.
Oh, you know what? We didn't talk about this before, but something that we did talk about off camera is what we like to do when we go to a convention, any convention, and how it can feel awkward. Like any sort of networking event, any sort of thing where you're like, oh, I hope this is fun. I want to do X, Y, or Z. You have expectations. You're oftentimes going alone or with a friend, and you don't know most people there. So how do you get into it? So we were talking about things that we like, and I know you all know how Kerstin feels about volunteers. She loves volunteering, and I have done that too. It's a really cool way to keep active, and you're automatically going to meet other volunteers. So you're going to have something to talk about, and most of the time you're going to be meeting people as they come in the door. So you're like, hey, welcome to DomCon.
And you never feel like you're just sitting around with your thumb up your butt, unless that's your thing. Good job. But you have something to do. There's purpose for you.
Yes, absolutely. You definitely have things to chat about and places to be.
Yeah, I love it. So we are going to give you the second part of our guide.
Hanging around with you.
So just like with any other part of your body, it's all about confidence and self-love. And all booties are beautiful. So you don't need a big juicy ass or a fat ass to be able to smother someone or ruin their life or dominate them.
Nice. Let me get a close-up of that back. Ah, yes.
So, yeah, these are antimicrobial sex bags. The linings of the bags is a special material that inhibits the growth of bacteria and microbes. This one will fit most standard vibrators and plugs.
Nice.
This one is the Hitachi wand size.
Oh my lord, I didn't know that something was that big.
Yeah, no, but it needs to fit the Hitachi size. And then there's the one that I like to call the Bad Dragon size.
Oh my gosh. Ball buster. You can get a ball buster. Or heart mirror? It's early though. Oh, I like this mask. Check that out.
Starbucks.
And this is Jay, Media Relations. Jay is actually the whole reason that we're here.
Well, not to take this away from you, but to slightly take it away, just a small percentage. Master Joshua did tell us about the conference.
Oh, okay.
And then we were like, well, we'll get in touch with Jay.
So have you been coming since 2003, 2004? Or
Yeah,
okay.
actually, well, and that's part of the thing about DomCon is there was a... You've done the history of S&M. There was a class on you would check that out.
We got a tiny little taste. Yeah.
And there's been this ebb and flow of like when everyone got a computer, like 1996 or so, when this stuff became cheap, and suddenly all the people that went on the internet are like, "Where's the S&M? Where's the kinky shit? I want to see the kinky shit."
How did you know what was going through my ninth grader brain?
The same thing that was going through most of us at that point was the leather community significantly changed, and one of the things that happened is there had been established professional DOMs who've been doing kinky stuff, their own BDSM events, their own groups and clubs and that sort of thing. And then we get this flood of typically 30 to 60-year-olds that have got their, they've just picked up the copy of Jay Weissman, Weissman's actually here at this show. Jay Weissman's S&M 101, Screw the Roses, Send Me the Thorns. They're going to their first munches. And so suddenly they start seeing these pro-doms come into the picture. And they're like, who are these hookers? They're just... No, we're in the scene because we're kinky and they're who are these people?
Oh.
And it kind of went back, like in the San Francisco community, everything was very, there's a lot of crossover and such. Los Angeles tends to be sometimes very homogenous. And so, like, the lesbian groups did not necessarily interact with the gay Leatherman groups. And that they didn't necessarily interact with the porn industry groups or the swinger groups, and so that crossover wasn't as prominent, and so there started having these rubs of like a professional dom who had been doing this for years could walk into a munch and is like, well, I've been in the community for a long time, been supportive of this, that, and the other. And then, like, get out.
Oh,
whoa.
Like, doms would go to some of these, including Mistress Cyan, who founded this, and people would get mean. And it was like, Cyan's like, no, I've done this. I've been in this. I love doing this. I got into being a pro because I love the fetish. I love the lifestyle. This is what I do. This is not a 9 to 5. This is a 24/7. We live this. And
so they kind of seen it as like, is it your job? You're just posing.
Some of them just saw that, and it's like, this must be a hooker. No, this is someone who's just as much in the scene, if not more so, than the person who had just read a copy of SM 101 or Screw the Roses, and just showed up at a munch. These were, she had been mentored. She had been brought into this and learned how to do this and had a lot to share and a lot to offer. And so it's one thing that's happened like a few times and such, but like by about 2003, she'd kind of had her, it's like, we've got to do something, especially with Los Angeles where there is such a huge leather community and an S&M community. We've got to have something to where we can cross over this, where we can revolution is an inclusionary process.
Yeah.
We've got to do something.
Everything under the umbrella be together and seen and loved and kinked.
So when you first came in, were you deep into the community? Did you feel like, oh, no big deal, or were you scared? How did you feel when you very first attended?
I was like, this is a really big deal. I hope this... The hard thing on my end, I was working at Adult Video News at the time over in the art department. And I've been in the kinky community. I'm trying to remember. I think I first went to what was called a Lynx party in 1992.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it was.
So really, just only nearly a little over 10 years before this all came to be.
Yeah.
So you were 10 years deep. So not total noob. You've had some experience.
Yeah, and I was like, this is neat. This is cool. But I go into work. I work for a major porn news magazine, and I go, this is really big news. This is going to, we've got to back this. We've got to do. It's like, well, I don't know. Science is this little studio out of Reseda that started this. Well, maybe we can do a write-up on it or something. And it's like we go, and it's like, this has survived and thrived.
Yeah.
And gone. Yeah. So it's like I go in there like, I hope this works. This is, do this thing at this little Beverly Garland hotel over in Valley Village. Maybe this will be something. We hope so.
Yeah.
Is that partially because kink and porn industry Do they kind of go head and head a little bit? Do they kind of not?
Butt heads?
Yeah.
It depends, and there were similar rubs with that at the time of like, well, the thing is, old school porn. Well, of course, these guys would sell pretty much anything that was quasi legal that they could. It's like, hey, okay, what you wanted the bondage films? Yeah, we'll send you the bondage films. How many tapes do you want? We'll send them over. Okay, yeah, this, that, and but the thing is that on the other end, it would be, just send the bondage film. Just send the bondage film and the regular fucking. Yeah, we don't send us that other thing. And you cannot send like fucking in the bondage. I can't have.
They have to be separate.
It's like or spankings. You can have you can spank the girls all you want. You can't fuck them.
Oh wow!
Oh, we get busted. The cops are already all over us. You can't. And kind of rewinding the tape a little bit. This still feels like yesterday. I gotta remember, like 1999, 2000, 2001. We're talking about when Rudy Giuliani was going into the red light districts in New York and going. I mean, he was still. I'm not even sure if he was mayor yet. He may have still been prosecutor and going, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
We want all this. We want Times Square back.
Cleaned up.
And San Francisco too. San Francisco. A lot of people had been in San Francisco for the sex scene. They had been in San Francisco for like the O'Farrell Theater and their red light districts. And the funny thing is that people had been going in there, even though they didn't necessarily live in San Francisco, they were in Silicon Valley, so they would go into San Francisco to party. They made their money, and they're like, I want to live in San Francisco now. And so and rent was dirt cheap because once again these are a lot of red light districts, a lot of low income districts. So they would go into areas like Folsom and south of Market and go, I'm a millionaire, but I want that apartment for $400 a month. That sounds like a great deal. And so like almost overnight, San Francisco went from you could not. It was very difficult to give away office space in San Francisco. To
not today.
To the major tech boom. That was one of the reasons why so many places moved. That's why Google got a foothold in San Francisco, and Microsoft got a foothold in San Francisco, because when a lot of the people that were back and forth on these places in Silicon Valley, when they started, they were like, we party in San Francisco. We want to live in San Francisco now. We've made our money. We want to go live up there where the art is, where the sex is, where the fun is, where the view is. We want to go back up there.
Yeah, I don't see a downside.
It's a beautiful city. I worked up there for many years. This is, it's a beautiful thing. But that's suddenly it's like all that money comes in, and it's like, we got to clean up the place.
Yeah.
And that's when they're like, okay, those red light districts, they got to go. We got to get them the fuck out of here. And that's, back to the porn and such. That was one of the ways they did it. They would just start breathing down the neck of these adult bookstores, the arcades. I was like, okay, clean it up. And it's like, no, I can't have fucking and spanking, or I can't have fucking and S&M on the same video. The DA's office is on my back. And so there were these. That's why, like, when you look at the old porn, it would be like, well, why are these cuties on here doing this, that, and the other, but there's no actual sex?
And that's when compilations came around, because then you could take a little bit of the spanking with the sex, with the...
Well, then we go into the internet, and the one that broke the rules, really, Kink.com. And Peter Ackworth and his guys, I think it's Ackworth, I hope I got that right, they're like, well, it's the internet. It's like, we're not selling to a store with a cop around the corner. We're putting this, we're in San Francisco, where you can have like fisting, fucking, spanking, and bondage shoot down at the Power Exchange or at the Link Space. This is a typical community standard for the gay and lesbian community, and it's like, let's be real, this was the pansexual community of San Francisco.
Okay.
So this was a typical night out for someone like me, and so
just a Monday night.
Yeah. So suddenly Kink.com kicks the door open of like, yes, you can actually fuck while you have a bondage scene. And let's, once again, revolution is an inclusionary process. Let's bring in transgender, let's do gay, let's do let's do stuff with violet wands, let's do bondage, and so on and so forth. And then that really became the big challenge, even before things like torrent sites and porn hubs and the tube sites. Kink.com really laid down the gauntlet on that, so much through the fact that's how they could afford to buy the Armory, that big giant building in San Francisco that they owned for so long. They became like almost instant millionaires.
Canes. We're learning canes for beginners. This is called Canes for Pain.
I am Fran, also known as Whip Dancer.
Oh.
I started Canes for Pain in 2000. So I've been at it a little while.
How exciting. I am with Dancer learning about canes for pain.
These are very easy to use. There's just a few things to remember. You don't want to extend real far beyond what's being hit, or it'll try to grab and it'll break your tips. You also don't want to swish it in the air. It makes a really cool sound, but it'll break it up and handle. Use your acrylic canes for that. So what most people do is give some gentle warm-up strokes and then a harder one. And then back to gentle and a harder one. And they make really pretty stripes. And they come in a variety of sizes. From skinny ones, it's basically thin ones have more sting and thick ones have more thud. And there are some very thick ones that some people say are kind of like baseball bats.
Okay.
This is a Canes for Pain tiger with tiger stripes.
I will.
I love it. And I love, are you more into the bigger one, Greenberry?
She said it hurts less.
Oh.
It thuds more, but this one sounds scary. Do they all leave marks?
It depends on who's doing what with their hair. These, the thick ones, will usually penetrate more deeply.
Oh no!
And you might not see your marks for a day or two.
Oh gosh!
And then they fade to yellow-green, purple, yellow-green, and all that.
So this will give you tiger stripes.
And the skinny ones are for the classic pink stripes. Oh, and then there's wankies. These are really nasty. They make marks like that. Something only a top would love.
I don't know that I don't know what I am. I'm afraid.
What to learn today? All right.
Am I allowed to beat you?
Maybe gently. I'm a wimp. Oh my god.
So the main things to remember.
Have you asked for permission to do this?
Yes. We
Did
asked
you ask
them.
their permission?
Yes.
Because I've gotten complaints that you're getting pictures of people that did not have permission.
Yesterday was more fun, to be 100% honest. Like today, as media, I'll be real with you all. As media, like yesterday, we asked what we could film.
It does say media too.
What we could film, what we couldn't film, what to look out for. We wanted to be respectful of the space. The waiver that we signed says media can film, all other participants should not film except for presenters. So we asked, they told us that there's a ban to look out for. If somebody does not want to be filmed, then look out for that ban. So we've done all that. Yesterday was great. We met people, we were talking to people. Now as soon as we have the camera out, we've had people say that we're filming them, which we aren't. We're literally, we've talked to people, we are interviewing vendors, and the whole purpose of this is that we want to experience this and we want to share the experience, and that's what we came for.
Yeah. Yep. Summed up very well.
Can you tell us some of the things that you've experienced here since you've been coming to DomCon? Have you found lovers? Do you come here to find lovers, or are you strictly business?
Well, obviously, having been in the scene for so long, I love the pleasure side of it.
Yes.
That's one of the reasons why I'm here. But I do publicity in the adult side. I work for the dungeonstore.com. I work for Mistress Sanctuary. I have some other adult industry clients that I do stuff behind the scenes for. But the... Actually, yeah. To get
that's kind of whatever. I think that's kind of the mental picture that you when you hear DomCon, you think gonna be some fucking, right?
I'm gonna get laid.
I haven't seen it yet. I wouldn't imagine it'd be on the
on the dance floor. I don't think there's a dance floor, but you know what I mean.
If memory serves me right, I don't think we actually have penetration or intercourse at the play parties.
Okay.
For DomCon, because that's quasi public.
Yeah.
But it is in a hotel. So.
There's a lot of rooms here.
And this is very much an adults only event.
Yes.
Oh yes.
That's our whole show. No kids. Get scram, beat it.
Grow up.
Yeah. And so, but one of the things that happened was, relationship-wise, this could be like a whole nother 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm already going long, I can tell. But seriously, I had reached a point where I was in a relationship that had kind of gone south, and we're not a couple anymore. We were kind of, I guess separating would be a good word for it.
Fair.
We were
I
no
understand
longer
that word.
And Mr. Science, okay, so we're doing the show in New Orleans. We've been doing the show in New Orleans, and we had one in Atlanta before that. Would you like to come do the show in New Orleans? And I was like, yes, very much so. The timing was excellent. And I was raised in a small town called Harvey, Louisiana, one of the little suburbs. And so I was familiar with Harvey, Gretna, even a little childhood memories of the French Quarter. And I'm like, I very much would like to go do this. I would very much like to see this and be a part of this. And I go down, and to be honest, one of the things I've learned is even, no matter how hard you want to try and get action, so to speak, you got to let it go.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The more relaxed, the more you're not expecting something like that to happen, the more likely it is going to happen. So in general, when I'm doing events, actually regardless, it's a matter of be cool. If you have a safe space, if you're a safe person, it will eventually come. And once again, it's not, just be yourself, be a good person. And I just happened to hit it off my first New Orleans show, and I met someone that is very, very dear to me.
Nice.
Yeah, and we weren't even going into this right away. It was we were both working, like helping. We're setting up the show, getting things ready, and like day 2 or day 3, she's like, my feet are killing me. Killing, and that happens. Especially when you got people, when you're walking around in heels
and you got feet.
bingo. And so, let me give you a foot rub, and it's like no. No.
So you're saying don't be creepy.
Don't lick the foot unless they seem to want you to lick the foot.
Just wait for it. Take some hints.
Yeah, you've seen Pulp Fiction. You get the
that's
I give my mother a foot rub. I don't understand what you're talking about. But
respect the feet.
Yeah,
exactly. So I'm there on my knees. She's got her feet. I'm like, come on, put them right here. Let's help. And I start rubbing and massaging her feet, and she's like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. And of course, I'm sorry, I'm next. We'll work on that.
And part of the creepy thing, when I say don't be creepy, I think more so what I'm trying to say is that instead of, you weren't like, let me give you a foot massage so I can get screwed. So I can get fucked.
The expectation, I think, can ruin it for anything.
That's what I mean by don't be creepy. If you're just like, all right, I would enjoy giving you a foot massage. You would enjoy it. I would enjoy it. Let's just be in this moment.
Let's get some massaging time.
What I mean by don't be creepy.
And we just, the chemistry just started. And I don't even think we did anything that night. I think it was but the next night it was what are you doing? Are you going to the party? I really want to see you. And we really, really hit it off.
That's awesome.
And I love this because not only the foot massage, but everything, even going to the event, it sounds like, again, you didn't have expectations. You
Yes.
went there, it'd be cool to meet somebody, but I don't have to, and I'm not expecting it. I'm just gonna be kind and respectful and enjoy and let other people have fun, and I'm gonna have fun, and then maybe we'll have some sexy fun together.
Who knows?
Hunter S. Thompson said it best. Buy the ticket, take the ride. If it doesn't pan out, chalk it up to forced psychedelic experience.
We're learning how to use a whip for a beginner.
Okay. This is a galley whip
Galley whip.
because it's got tails on the end and it won't break the skin.
Oh, I like that. No broken skin. That I like.
Put this in your hand.
Okay. Already. Wrong. I held the wrong place.
Make a figure 8 like you're flogging,
Okay, figure 8.
and just go like this.
Okay.
And you pause and you snap it through.
Woo! Oh my gosh.
So
Okay.
if they get bored with being hit with this, you pause and snap it
Oh
through.
my
And
god.
then you can snap it through
Oh
this
my
way
god. You can demo on me, but I'm very
too.
delicate.
I'll hit you nicely.
Okay.
You want to hit here and here. You don't want to hit in the kidneys and anywhere on the buttons.
Okay.
Figure 8.
Okay. All right.
Figure 8.
Okay. I can
It'll
feel the
feel
8.
like a
I
flogger.
can feel the 8. I'm afraid to stop. I'm afraid.
Is it good?
He snapped me. He snapped me again. Oh my gosh.
You can work your way down the bottom.
Oh, on the booty.
You feel, oh my lord.
And then when you hit hard, you come and rub it.
And then some hugs and loves.
Thank you so much. I felt everything from the very beginning to the very end. So I can only imagine that you can even escalate. I would imagine.
I didn't hit as hard as I could.
Oh my lord, that was.
Turn around.
I don't want to hit. I want to go as hard.
Do you want?
Kirsten's curious, so she's
I want to
coming
feel
in.
it. I want to feel it.
I'm a weenie.
Okay, I'm
Roll your shoulders forward.
Roll my shoulders forward.
Here, here, not here, and anywhere
No
on
left
the
hand.
buttons.
Booty.
Okay, just the figure 8.
What do you think of that? Do you feel that?
Yeah, that's nice. I like
Nice.
it.
You can go
She says it's
faster,
nice.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh, a little
Okay.
speed on it.
slower.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit you hard now, okay?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm afraid.
Pause.
Oh.
You can hit like this.
Oh, that's something.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that was lovely. Thank you.
What did you think of the hard one?
It was nice. It's so fun because the anticipation. I was so nervous.
Yes.
And then it comes and it's just like a whack, and it was at least that
You
anticipation.
kind of get lulled to sleep. And then with the,
And
then
I'm
you
like,
get the hard one. Oh,
wake up.
I gotta wake up.
Yeah. Like, hello. Okay, we're in this. Let's do it.
I did not feel sleepy. I felt scared.
All right, Chris, so you've come to DomCon multiple times.
I've been here since the inception, since 2004. The only ones I missed were 2010, 2011, 2013. 2020 didn't count because
This doesn't count.
COVID.
Doesn't
Then
count.
2019 I had to leave due to an emergency. Otherwise, I've been a volunteer at every DomCon.
I love it. Okay, so can you give us a tip for anybody who's new to going to any convention like this, an adult convention?
Oh, absolutely. Just enjoy it, live in the moment, be yourself, be honest. People in the adult entertainment industry and the BDSM fetish subculture / lifestyle, we're just everyday people. Take away the boots, the leather, the whips. It's jeans and t-shirts.
Which you did. You
Yeah.
took it off just
Right?
for us.
We're
Right?
everyday people. We're approachable. We're flesh and blood like everybody else. Just
Very
be open-minded,
approachable.
be objective, and have a good time.
I love it. That was great advice.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
To provide vulnerability, to desire vulnerability in the sense, we have to present it first. You have to show your cards first. In order to make something like this happen, that's exactly what you did. You made yourself vulnerable to see, and there's so much to take away from you. Who had a really good fucking time with it?
So if I put my hands around you, have you close your eyes and put my hands around your face, do you feel me? If I'm standing next to you, do you perceive me? Right? When I'm walking on the floor, can you sense my steps? That's what we're talking about. So oftentimes the mistake that people make when they're doing flogging is this. They get the biggest flogger humanly possible and hit you as hard as humanly possible. I am the flogger and that is the floggee. So when we talk about the energy, who's putting the energy into the idol? I am. So it's all about, this is an instrument that I use to convey information in the form of energy and intention to you.
All right, I get to try on a corset with Miracle.
Sweet! And this is Steel Bones, baby.
Steel Bones, Houston, Texas. You want me to give you a quick hug? Oh, give me a hug. Yes, I love hugs. Okay, that was
Wow.
just a hug. She sized me up.
It's like a psychic when they touch you and they see everything.
Get into it. Do another hug. Am I still going to be able to breathe? Yeah. Should I hold my breath? Should I hold my tummy? Don't hold your breath. You can keep breathing. A good corset won't be completely uncomfortable. So it's not like those
Fun fact.
Victorian videos. Titanic.
Oh my god.
Beautiful.
It feels like someone's hugging me and just holding me, and it feels so nice.
We were shut down and it hurt and it sucked. It was not a good feeling.
Yeah, so we came at this, we were saying, hey, here we are. We want to go to a dominatrix conference as total beginners and experience what that's like. Obviously, from a different lens as far as like, we're press and we're trying to get coverage and we're not experiencing it exactly as an attendee, but trying to feel those feelings. And I think one of those things, one of the fears is that you can get rejected. I mean, I know this was something, our goal was to go and get a good story, get a good show. And I think a lot of people's goals are different. Like sometimes it's to meet people. But anytime you do anything like that, it's scary because you don't know what the rules are exactly. And we asked the rules.
We did. And I do understand. I feel like they were being very protective. We felt a little bit like outsiders and coming into this group. And so I think some people decided that they really needed to protect their group and their people. And it just came off really harsh.
Yeah, and definitely made us feel like you don't belong here. You don't
you're
belong
not one
here.
of us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
and after we had already felt like we were really we did get consent, which we're all about, and we had stated that multiple times, and the people that, if you can hear in the audio, I think it says that, she says some people think that you're filming them, which we weren't. That was the other thing of like, well, sorry, we're not. It's not about you, which is another thing of like people like trying to make things about them that isn't. And I think anything can get confused.
Yeah, and that happens. Things can get confused. People can act defensive, and it can hurt to the people that you do it to, and you shut them down and you reject them and make them feel bad. And that's fine. We did some self-care. We took a break. We ate some food. We stepped away. We talked about it. We unpacked it. And then we were able to go back and get Greenberry caned.
Oh, you can already feel it. I feel a little already. Oh my. Oh yeah, you can feel it. It's not awful. Sorry. It's like electrolysis. Oh my gosh, I can see this getting very big, right?
It could, yes.
People want that.
Yeah. It's not painful like that.
Oh no. Oh my god. Okay.
And I was hitting you gently.
Yes, very gentle.
Evidently you felt it. Let's feel this.
Okay, yes. Oh yes. I like the bigger one. It's not as good. I can see it. I can see it being powerful. This is so cool. Thank you so much. Yes.
Hanging around with you.
One thing we talked about last time was what to do while you're at the event, how to prepare for it, what to do during it, but there's also what to do after it.
Yes.
There's something called event drop, which is where, after this weekend of all this joy and excitement and you're constantly immersed in this experience, and once you get done with that, that can lead to something like a drop where you feel bummed out.
Yes.
And so, people can, one, just knowing that can happen helps, but there are things you can do, maybe setting up perhaps time with some friends or something where you can go connect, or things that let you unwind and being, pampering yourself. So those are some ways that people deal with that.
I want to pamper. I'm ready to pamper.
End of the day, end of the 2 days.
Of DomCon, we did it.
We did.
And this does feel really quiet and peaceful. We're in the car. We're in Kerstin's car.
Back in the parking garage.
Yes.
And it feels good to just kind of sit in silence.
Yeah, yes. So I thought it'd be a cool wrap up for the show to talk about things that we, like, takeaways. We learned a lot. We walked you through things that we learned, but just kind of a little sum up of things.
Yeah, I'm into it. I love it. Let's hear Greenberry's sum up.
One of mine is survival food, little snacks along the way. I think if you were trying to see as much as like we did, there was panels. There was an hour break in between it, which really wouldn't afford you enough time to like get food at the restaurant unless you ordered ahead or something.
And even just getting food, going up to your room and getting food. We had to take 2 different elevators and then take 2 elevators to come back down.
Yes.
It's a tight squeeze with that hour. So
yes.
Carry your snacks on you.
Yeah. Beef
and
jerkies.
Yes.
Clementines.
Yes, keep it.
Peanuts.
Oh,
you love
more.
peanuts.
I love those peanuts.
If you're afraid that someone has a peanut allergy, you have to go with another nut.
And maybe ask.
And I guess if you have a peanut allergy, it's probably really tough.
Yeah.
Sorry for your peanut allergies. One of my big takeaways is go to mixers.
Oh, wait, I want to go back real quick.
Yes.
Also, water.
Oh, yes.
I
Hydrate.
forgot my water the first day. That was a mistake. Luckily,
did you pee brown? Was it still good pee?
It was good pee. Well, because there was water around.
Good.
But I realized I
true.
peed once yesterday. That's
not very many pees.
That's not a good sign. You need to be peeing throughout the
enough.
whole day. That means you're getting your water. Okay, enough about my pee, even though I know you guys are loving it.
Yes, we need to hear about pee. Mixers. I think the mixers were super fun at this event. Especially something like this where you're looking to meet people.
Yes.
The beginner mixer to me was my favorite. It introduced us to people that were there for the first time, even people that had maybe been there a few times, like we just wanted to meet new people. It definitely gets you in a room with people who want to meet other people. I like that.
And they had food.
Yes, that's true too.
Back to the food.
Back to the food, which I'm always a big fan of food spaces. And the other mixer had little snacks too.
Yes, that's true. There was food at both mixers. So go to mixers if you are a little peckish.
Yeah, and hopefully they'll feed you. I don't know about all of them, but I hope so.
Yeah. But I thought that was a great way to meet people,
Yes.
platonic or not,
Yes.
or whatever. Just also getting yourself a win.
Yes.
Because I feel like you go there and you can meet people and it feels nice, and you're gonna meet you're not gonna get rejected.
Yes.
And if you do, it's in the nicest way possible, so it feels like you have a win.
Yeah, I think I think my big thing is I feel you're more approachable if you have people around you. So it's just a good way to kind of give you a little base of communication whenever you're in those spaces where you're kind of like, okay, I'm standing here. Oh, cool. There's Erica. I met Erica earlier. Hey,
Yes.
Erica, are you having fun? And if Erica's having more fun, or you have just a few little people, they could go, oh, hey.
I saw you before.
Yeah,
you saw me
I know
before.
People, and I'm a people. And look, other people can see that I'm okay.
Yeah, yes.
And I'm not getting bored and giving up before it actually gets fun, which honestly
It's hard.
Yeah, even like for us, you know, when we were feeling tired, it's like, okay, it's time to go. Kind of pushing yourself a little bit further, talking
Yes.
about BDSM.
Yes.
Pushing your boundaries a little bit, your comfort level, like, okay, I'm tired, I feel over this. I feel ready to go. We had a good chunk of time today that we were kind of like, when we were asked not to film certain things, so we were like, okay, well, what do we do, or should we even be here? How are we going to cover this? We have a lot from yesterday. Maybe we should go. And honestly, like, our last hour was our best.
Yeah. Just chill, take it in, and then get a really good interview.
If you're lucky, if you're looking for interviews. If not, like, we connected with Mistress Blue, Lady Blue.
Queen Anna Blue.
I'll never get honorifics right, will I? Queen Anna Blue, she's out of St. Louis. She's here in LA, and that was just a nice, like, she was the one who ran a lot of the mixers, and she was really fun to chat with, and I was like, oh, yay.
Yeah.
I feel like I got a friend.
Nice. Yeah, there was a win.
I learned that munch is like brunch with maybe some kinky topics.
Yeah. You get to meet, it's a mixer. You get to meet people, you get to eat, and you get to discuss some kink in the future.
Yes. So if you didn't catch our interview with Jay told us about munches and in the kink community. Do you remember ways to find those munches? I thought he was saying, or I thought, let me take that back. I thought Jay was saying that munches were originally on FetLife. I don't remember what they advised, so honestly, if you don't remember, you definitely have to check out the interview with Jay.
Check it out, because I don't remember. I feel like we talked to a few people and there was not conflicting information, but just information that I don't remember. I'm tired.
I know, we're definitely feeling it. You had one that your mantra is pace
yourself. Thank you. I can't even remember. I'm tired.
She just told me. That's how I know. We are psychically connected. But...
We very much are. But sometimes I'm just not connected to anything. I love going hard. I get excited. I want to do everything. I want to be a part of it. I love it. And then I burn myself out.
Yeah.
And I did realize we went hard yesterday. We went hard this morning. I did not get much sleep. And so I burnt out and I started getting really tired, and I needed to take myself out and sit down and relax and drink that water and have some snacks. And so, yeah, pacing yourself is a really good one.
And we interviewed a long time DomCon attendee, and that was a good takeaway from that interview.
Yes. And especially he was saying that one year he went so hard that the big Saturday night play he couldn't attend because he was too tired.
Party, aka
he
maybe
slept
sex.
through it. Lots of sex in my mind.
Yeah,
we didn't go, but in my mind there's lots of sex there.
Maybe if you're lucky, but don't go looking for it, because that's always the way.
Don't expect it. You can go looking, but don't expect it.
Isn't that like a very strange small?
God, details. It's all in the details.
All in the details. The devil is in the details. So I think that's our wrap up.
That's it.
DomCon. Of course, as always, you check our show notes. We give you as much information as we can type out before our brains explode. If you want to know more, you can find us on all the social medias. And we have our own website, adultbodyfinders.com.
Send us emails, post on Facebook, direct message us on Facebook. Let us know what you think, what you want to know, and we'll get back to you when we can, which it takes a little while. We got jobs, we got other things to do. If you want to give to our Patreon, that does help.
Yes.
That helps lighten the load. So check us out there, and we will see you next.
I have one request. Don't close this out yet. One request from me, one request from us, is we are asking everyone to start reviewing the show.
Yes, please.
That's actually your idea.
It's mine. It does help to review us, whatever you're listening on. If you can leave a review, awesome. If you can leave us 5 stars, great. If you can just follow us, that works too.
Yes, it's the magic of the algorithm. Your reviews help us get more listeners, and more listeners help us make the show.
And if you think about it,
more listeners means more buddies.
Yeah.
More ways for you to get
Connect.
Yeah, there you go.
So it all comes back to you, baby.
I
think that's it for real.
That's it for realsies. Get out of here. We'll see you next week.